Are we back? Welcome back to the second hour of LoveBabz, LoveTalk. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. You got me a fresh cup of coffee. Woo, it's Monday in the house. Welcome back. Thank y'all for listening and tuning in. Thank you to the folks who listen to me from far and wide. I appreciate the comments. I see y'all. Thank you very much. So anyway, I left thinking about I left wanting to talk about Keke Palmer and that whole mess, and everybody's weighing in because he was at the Usher concert in a jumpsuit kind of thing. I didn't understand what the brouhaha, and people were like, oh, I mean, people and Black women went so far as to say, oh, she's degrading and that makes us look bad. And I was like, nothing makes us look bad. Nothing. She, I mean, would she wear that to church? No, she would not wear that to anybody's church. She's at an Usher concert in Vegas. You kidding me? Looked amazing. And for all of these people talking about it wasn't respectable, and it got kicked off because her baby daddy, you know, if it's her boyfriend, talking about his wife and she's a mother and all this other kind of stuff. And I don't even know what the hell that means. Like, what does that even mean? And first of all, you're not married to her. And even if you were married to her, you don't own her. Marriage is not a license to own people. You get a marriage license to be in partnership with somebody legally. It's not, you're not a slave owner. Some of y'all get that all twisted. I just was so sick of the conversation. And people were like, oh, she's a mother. And thank you, Keke, for go and just capitalizing on it and saying, putting out merch that says, I'm a mother. That is fast thinking and fast turnaround. And you make everybody out there wear them t-shirts and shirts. I'm a mother. You can wear how you want to wear. So I know she had words for that brother when she got back home because he embarrassed her, or he tried to embarrass her. And he publicly tried to shame her. And that's what that is about. We have to be very clear about that. I don't care if you agree or disagree, whatever. Public shaming is never a good idea. And that's somebody that you made this baby with, who should have your back, who should be your champion, who should be your knight in shining armor. But instead, he came like an assassin, came like an assassin. And I'm thinking, if I were her, and I'm not, nor do I wish to be, I would lose that brother. And I would say, listen, we could have a strong co-parenting arrangement, and you can see your child. We're going to and I would set this up. Like, listen, we're going to set up this co-parenting arrangement. You can see the baby. And I would just get on down the road from him. And we would make decisions in concert, jointly. We would make decisions jointly about the care of our child. And that would be it. I said, because, if he's not ready for prime time. He's not ready for prime time. He's not ready to be the man that you need him to be. He's not. Because any man that would shame you like that in public is a man that is not able to be a man for you. And I don't care if people agreed with him or not. What they think they're agreeing to is that he is standing up for his family. But he's not doing that. What he's doing is he's trying to shame her. And anybody who tries to shame you is not worth your time or energy. Because if they do this, what will they do next? And listen, people will tell you who they are. And if you don't believe them, you will be harmed in more ways than you can imagine. And so, and for him to go on social media and not like check you when you come to the house, hey, babe, I'm not feeling that outfit or whatever. But he shouldn't even fix his mouth to say a damn thing, because she's a grown-up and she's not stupid. She's bright and runs her own business and takes care of her image. So what do you bring to this other than some sperm for a baby? What do you bring to the betterment of my life and my being? What do you bring? except misery and embarrassment. Now, I just, he got to go now. He's not going to be better because he wasn't better. So he's not going to be better. And this was, and he goes and he shuts down all his social media because he didn't want to hear the fire. He just didn't want to catch that smoke. He didn't. And he was wrong. And he was childish. And you can't have a man like that when you are about the business of being in business and your brand is who you are and what you do. You can't have somebody like that at every turn is going to slice you up. He came as an assassin, not as a knight in shining armor. And you can't have that because you can't be out there in the world doing what you do and worrying about, okay, what he going to say about this? Or when you take a role that requires you to be, projecting intimacy with somebody else, what's he going to say about that? Or if you take a role and you play in a particular character, what's he going to say? Listen, not going to work. Not going to work. I just, I wish these young sisters would be more discerning of who they decide to bear children with. Seriously, be more discerning. Because now you got this brother for 20 years. You got him for 20 years in your life. And that's just going to be more of this. It's just going to be more of this. And I don't know how I believe you could come back from anything. Anything is possible. And forgiveness, when you're in a relationship with people, it is a constant state of forgiveness. When you love people, it is a constant state of forgiveness. Yeah, and if you're not in a constant state of forgiveness, then you don't love that person. And I don't say that to say because you love that person, you stay with that person. No, I'm not suggesting that. You can love people and not be with them. But to be in relationship to somebody, anybody, in any relationship is a constant state of forgiveness. And if you cannot do that, then you're not in love. You cannot be in love because it is a constant state of forgiveness. I don't know. I just felt like he was an asshole. And I don't know that brother from nobody. I don't even know if I could pick him up out of a lineup. But there's that part. But that's all I'm gonna say about it. Kiki Palmer, you keep doing what you do. We've watched you grow up. We love you and we here for you and we ride for you. That brother tried to shame you. And I don't know any parent who would see their child shamed by somebody and not be mad. I'm mad. I was like, brother, you didn't have to go out. You didn't have to say that stuff. And you all on the Instagram with your shirt off, sitting by the bed in your drawers. Come on. And she wasn't even doing that. She had a concert. And these young people don't know what slow dancing is. They don't know. They don't know what slow dancing is. They don't have no sense of what, because that's what they was doing. And Usher sings slow dancing music, but these young people don't know what slow dancing is. Or they forgot. But it was older people who was talking this mess, not too much older. So if you don't know what slow dancing is, sit down and shut up. Ask your mamas or your grandmamas. Some of y'all are just lacking in awareness of anything that's not stupid. So Kiki Palmer, I'm in your corner. I'm like Mike Bogoslowski. Mike Bogoslowski, I'm in your corner. That's a very localized thing. That's a very New Haven, Connecticut localized thing. Mike Bogoslowski was sort of what you call in your corner. He was a fighter. He was, it was all about righting wrongs and stuff like that. Particularly around products. Somebody, I think he was a reporter he was on the news guy. And if people, couldn't get their money back from something or got played or bought a lemon or something, he would go and fight that out with them and be like, bring attention to it. And then at the end, he would say, I'm Mike Bogoslowski, I'm in your corner. That's how I feel. Kiki Palmer, I'm in your corner. I'm not gonna just let that go by without saying something. So I said what I said. Gets to wear what she wants to wear. And you deserve a man who's who is a protector and not your assassin. That brother was your assassin. That's all I'm gonna say. You do with it what you want. Make some hard decisions, But I tell you what, he wouldn't get another chance. He wouldn't get another chance to throw a dagger at me. He wouldn't get another chance. And I stand by what I say. To be in love and to be in relationship is to be in a constant state of forgiveness. But the quality and the kind of forgiveness that you require, that you are willing to be a part of, is not that. So you can forgive him, but you can move on too. You can forgive and say, listen, we're going to co-parent, but we clearly, and you don't even have to say to him, clearly you are not ready to be in this role as my partner because you hung me out to dry. You didn't have my back. You was about shaming me. And I don't know what that is about for you, but I can't have that in my life. I can't go and do what I got to do, worrying about you sitting at the house, popping off at the mouth on social media about me and what I'm doing. Can't have that. And I would invite that brother to go take a page from Russell Wilson, because Sierra gets to be free in her marriage and live how she want to live. And they have a marriage that I don't know them, but from the outside, he looks pretty secure. And listen, she had on a slinky chain dress with nothing underneath it, and he didn't bat one eye. He didn't say, go home and change. He was like, oh, that's my queen. You see my queen? Because at the end of the night, my queen is going home with me. I provide. And she's free to be however she wants to be. So that brother needs to go take a page from Russell Wilson. But he ain't, because he's a ninny. So there's that. Because the fact that you go on social media and publicly try to shame somebody, and then you throw in the fact that she's a mother. Well, you're a father. What? Okay, we are clearly defining roles here. Okay. And the fact that you think you could remind her that she's a mother and that she is not acting appropriately says a whole lot about you and what you think. I just don't have got no flavor for it. I just don't. So now the other mess that got on my nerves too was that whole Britney Spears foolishness. So Britney Spears, another one. I think they're in San Antonio. So she runs up on the brother from Paris, the new cat, young man from who signed with the Spurs. He was the NBA #1 draft pick. Lovely brother, tall, beautiful, 7 foot tall, black guy. And I guess she sees him. She's chasing after him, running after him, using a British accent, calling his name. And his security detail shuts her down. So she goes to put her hands to touch him because, his back is to her. He's walking through wherever they are. I want to say in Vegas, but yeah, in Vegas. He's walking through. The details like, keep walking. They handle it. She reaches out. One of the security details smacks her hand away, and her hand smacks her. So he pushes her hand away to the point where she hits herself. And she tried to make it seem like the security detail smacked her, but the security guy didn't smack her. He pushed her hand so hard that she smacked herself. But anyway, she goes to the police department and files some kind of report. And they do an investigation. They get all the videotape, and they were like, well, she hit her own damn self. We're not bringing no charges against the security detail. And so there was this whole brouhaha on social media talking about, beating up on women and all this other kind of stuff. And so when you see the video, they wasn't beating up on her. Her crazy ass is walking up on this guy. He is an NBA asset. The security detail is there for a reason. For this reason, because, and then, some white women think that they could do anything. And that has been so since the beginning of time. White women think that they could just do whatever they want to do, particularly when it involves Black men. They think that somehow or other they are, the gift or whatever. And so he don't hear nothing. They tell him to keep walking. He don't turn around. He don't do nothing. I'm just going to keep walking. And so that was the brouhaha. So people were like, oh, who is he? And I was like, first of all, y'all don't follow sports. So of course you don't know who he is. Second of all, he was told to keep walking. He is a young multi-million dollar athlete at this point. He's an asset to his team. They done paid gazillions of dollars for his talent. No, they're not gonna I don't give a damn if it's Britney Spears or Janet Jackson. You're not gonna run up on people and use a fake accent and assume that people know who you are. And if they know who you are, that's not carte blanche. That is not carte blanche. So when he found out, he was like, oh, I didn't know it was Britney Spears. I didn't turn around. Like, oh, that's their job, is to protect him. And they did a damn good job. She should not have been running up on him in a fake British accent. Girl, sit down. Britney Spears, go sit your crazy ass down and just be you and go do you. And I want her to thrive because I know she's been through a lot. God knows we done listened to all the stories and the foolishness, her mama, her daddy, her sister, all the people's, the bad relationships and all that kind of stuff. And whatever, girl, whatever. Just, you know what you should have done if you really felt that you wanted to say hi or whatever, just don't pretend. You should have said, hey, security detail, I'm Britney Spears. Is it possible I could meet him or say hi? Not just run, because let me tell you something. If it would have been the other way around and a 7-foot tall brother would have ran up on her security detail probably would have shot him, right? Because it just wouldn't work the other way around. It would just never happen. It just wouldn't happen. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. It just got on my nerves so bad. It was like, oh, she's the victim. She's not a victim. She willingly put herself in harm's way. When you know how security detail works, you got one. You think anybody gonna run up on you and your security detail is not gonna run interference? Oh, girl, please. Stop acting like you new to this. Stop acting like you just showed up yesterday. You've been in this game for a long, 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 long time. Long, long, long time. Long, long time. And all these people are like, well, why does he need a security detail? Why? Because of that kind of foolishness. He can't be nowhere. He's worth millions and millions of dollars. He can't be anywhere without security now. Just for that kind of stuff. People are stupid. They are. Everybody's projecting their own life onto other people's lives. Nope. That's not how that goes. Nope. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So just saying. I just feel some kind of way about that. I bet you she won't run up on nobody else. I bet you she won't. And if she thought about this, she was like, you know what, I understand. But she kind of walked some of this back a little bit in her social media posts, because she posted a bunch of them, after it came out that, you know what, you hit your own self in the face. You did that, not anybody else. You hit your own self in the face. And, I don't know. I just feel like, go sit down. Stay in your lane. You got a security detail. You know how this works. You can't run up on people. Just can't do it. No, fine. And those are my two celebrity. And I don't really like talking about celebrities that much, but those two got on my nerves because it's been trending in the news. And I just thought, and And it just got on my nerves the way that we are so willing to sort of, I find it disheartening that Black women still have to fight for agency and autonomy over themselves, and that respectability politics still is at the forefront of how we have to govern ourselves, that we still have to be concerned about, no, she would never wear that kind of outfit to church, but she wasn't at church. She was in Las Vegas at a concert, a Usher concert at that. And what? I mean, yeah, if it was church, okay, that might be a bit much to wear to church. But we all know better. We all know better. That even if we were free, we know to show up in church with something covering ourselves in a way that's appropriate. I don't know nobody, no Black person that doesn't understand that. I don't care. And we all understand that mess. Because some of us are gone to church with our grandmamas, big mamas, aunties, and all that kind of stuff. So we know church wear is a little different than club wear. We know that. We know it. We know it. And some of it is borderline for some of us. All right, it's fine. All right. Show up how you want to show up. But I'm just saying, we know there are some things that we know already. But you at an Usher concert in Las Vegas? Are you kidding me? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Tell you something. I had a body like Keke Palmer. God, no, y'all better be glad. You better be damn glad. Because I would have been in that little jumpsuit and then I would have had boas. I would have had boas with just to amp it up a little bit more. I would have been in. So listen, y'all better be damn glad. So it wasn't me, because God knows. But she recovered very well. I'm a mother. Tell them t-shirts and sweatshirts, girl, and hats and whatever else you put out there. I'm a mother. Yes. High five to her social media team. They pulled it off. You know what? And then you have all these sisters wearing these shirts and t-shirts, uh, and standing with you in solidarity. That's a movement right there. That's a movement. So I don't know, people. These brothers better come a little better. I don't know what these men are made of these days. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm quite fearful for them. Some of them don't got no home training. I guess maybe there's nobody. Maybe there's nobody to tell them how to be. I don't know. There's nobody to tell them how to be. I don't know. How are we raising these young men? What are we doing? How are we raising them? Have we just fallen down the rabbit hole? You know? I worry about us too. Having raised 4 children, I get it. Hard out there. Worry about them. I give them tools. I hope my sons ain't out there acting a fool. I hope they not. And if I catch wind of it, I'm gonna say something to them. Your mind, damn well I didn't raise you to think like that. Where you get that thinking from? You never heard me do that. Oh, they know. I hope they know. And you know what? They better not want me to find out neither. I'm just saying. Just saying. Oh, I love this coffee. Is good. You know what I've been doing? Harry, I've been brewing my Cafe Bustelo. I still love Cafe Bustelo, but I still got some Jamaican coffee that I need to grind up, and I'm gonna do that at some point. But I put my Cafe Bustelo in the coffee maker, and then I douse it up with some cinnamon, and it just makes for a really rich flavor. I just love the way that tastes, because the cinnamon just rounds out the flavor of the coffee when you brew it at that level. I love it. I used to just put the cinnamon in the hot coffee, just and stir it. But I find that if I just throw it in with the grinds, that it just brews it in all nicely. So I'm like, shoot now, I love it. So this is my 2-cup minimum for the day. I'm a 2-cup of coffee minimum. 3 if it's some good coffee. And this is good coffee. But when I'm at home, I only make enough for 2 cups. And I'm good at it. So I'm a 2-cup girl. But if I'm out and the coffee is really good, like Zinc, they do the Italian coffee that I like. And it's such a good coffee. And I had it when I was in Nantucket some years ago, and it was so good. I had to find out who make it. Now I can't remember what the name of the damn coffee is. It'll come to me. I'll remember it tomorrow. But Zinc is the only one that I know that makes this coffee. And I haven't been to Zinc in a minute. But when I do go, I order their coffee straight away, no matter what it is. And I don't like coffee in the afternoon and at night. But if I'm at Zinc for lunch or dinner, I'm ordering that coffee first because the coffee is so good. Love that coffee. And it don't need nothing. I just drink it. I say, oh my God, this coffee is so good. So good. This is Italian coffee. So if you're ever at Zinc, have the coffee. Have that coffee first. It's so good. Oh, so good. Love it. So it'll come to me. I can't remember what it is. Maybe I could just look it up real quick. I could tell you what it is. And you can buy it in a store, but I like it brewed in the restaurants because, they got all the fancy ass, they got all the fancy brewing equipment, so they could get it right. And they could get it right. Let me see. I don't know what it is. I'm looking for it. Everything that I don't want. Oh, Chevalier? No, it's not. Oh, I know. It's LoveBabz. LaVabz, capital A, DZA, LoveBabz. That's some good damn coffee. Can I just tell you? That is some good damn coffee. Oh, they sell it at Target. Ooh, it's a medium ground roast, which is really nice. I actually like a light roast because that has the most caffeine. But anyway, Zinc brews up the LoveBabz, which is, I'm telling you, that coffee is the best coffee. Second to Jamaican coffee, I think. The Blue Mountain coffee. I love it. So if you ever have a chance, get you some LoveBabz and play around with it. And they've got all kinds of different iterations of the LoveBabz, the dark roast, medium roast, all kinds and different price points. But the coffee itself is really good. But like I tell you, I like to go to Zinc and drink the coffee because they brew it up perfectly. I think if I brew it at home, it'll take me a couple of times. Because like now I brew up Cafe Bustelo perfectly, but it took me a minute to figure out like the amount of coffee to water that thing to get it to the consistency that I like and the flavor. So now I got it perfect. 2 tablespoons and 4 cups of water. That brews me 2 perfectly cups of coffee. Seriously. So the LoveBabz would take me a minute to figure that out. But I would, if I'm in Target again, I might just break and get me some LoveBabz and see if I could capture that same flavor that I like. And then my ultimate, and I think because I think I haven't ground up my Jamaican beans because I don't like to mess around with my Jamaican coffee. I like to brew it perfectly right off the bat. I don't want to mess it up. And I don't. I know how to brew it up too. I like it. So I love me some Jamaican coffee. And when you go to Jamaica and I don't like coffee with stuff in it. I don't need milk, cream, any of that stuff, sugar. I just like it black and strong. Like my community. Black and strong. Black and strong. Black and strong. So yes. So I can't believe I spent 10 minutes talking about the coffee that I like, but that's what it is. So, and this is my second cup of the day, and I won't have any more the rest of the day because coffee stays in my system, and it gives me a little bit of a boost, and I like it. And then that's it. And then I gradually start to, float through the day, then that's it. So anyway, I'm having dinner tonight at, where am I going? I'm having dinner at Harvest tonight. Heirloom. I'm having dinner at Heirloom tonight. So that'll be nice. Dinner with one of the candidates for Arts Council job. We're trying to meet with all the candidates formally and informally, just to get a vibe about them. And so I'm doing that today. Then I got another one. I think, yeah. And then hopefully we'll have a decision shortly. It's been a long process. Not like the old days. Just candidates, and you're like, oh, we sit around the table, you pick the ones you want to. I guess it's the same, but we hired a search, which I'm so glad we did. If I had to spend any more time on this, my head would have fell off. So thank God for people who do this as a business, because it really does take some of the sting out of stuff. And it doesn't tax your staff so much to sort of work. So we'll see what happens. Do all that we can. I think we got some good candidates, and we narrowed it down to, and it'll be fine. Whoever we pick is going to be well qualified and perfect for the job. That's how I see it. We got some good candidates. They were all good, interesting perspectives, all of that. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll make it all work. What happens? So high five to Winter for acting ED. She has been a steady hand in all of this, and the keeper of historical information, historical assets for that. I don't know how other organizations are doing, but we're doing all right, and I'm quite happy. I'm happy with the choices. It's been a good experience to sort of hear, talk to people. So anyway, I'm about to bounce up out of here. It's Monday, so this is your week. Own this week, own the day. Don't not do stuff. Do all the things. If there's today, I'm giving you permission. I'm giving everybody permission. Chase that dream or whatever it is. Put something in motion. Don't be stopped. Pray. Think good thoughts for yourself. Be out there. Do the things. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself what you need. Give yourself what you need and start there. And once you start thinking about how to give yourself what you need, everything else will align. I'm not kidding you. This is how I live my life. Give yourself what you need. You need a mama, give mama yourself. You need a daddy, daddy yourself. I'm out. Harry Drills, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Woo! Harry must be talking to the people in the office.
Hi, this is Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org.